Humanity has really overlooked digging holes.
We haven't actually. There's like a lot of big holes.
We need to start digging more shit.
There's the super
honestly.
deep borehole in Russia. That's a cool hole.
Yeah, why do we keep going up? Why do we go into the sky? Why are we going to space? Why don't we look down more? Why don't
We
go in?
should we
Let's go in there.
compile
There's a lot of
list?
free real estate in the earth.
Should we, while live, compile a list of top 10 holes?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
I have a list of that in
Is
my
it-
nightstand.
In my family.
I think
I want to dig a hole in the Atlantic Ocean all the way to the Pacific Ocean.
Underneath the U.S.?
I want to go through the Mariana Trench with a big old fucking massive, like, Mr. Incredible drill.
Imagine going down to
I'm
the
not going to
Mariana-
tell you no.
Mariana Trench and dropping some fentanyl down there. What do you think would happen?
You probably just die before you got
just
the fentanyl.
scatter it behind you while you swim like a badass, and then a giant squid snorts some fentanyl. Becomes superhuman.
There's
Superhuman
like 10
squid.
dead orcas behind you floating.
The deepest hole in the world isn't very wide. In case anybody was
But how
wondering.
deep is it?
That's like poetic. Sometimes the deepest holes aren't the widest.
I'll tell you how deep the deepest hole is. The drilling began in 1970 using a name for a drill that's Russian. Yeah,
Using a
some-
drill.
That's a tweet right there if I've ever heard one. The drilling began in 1970. That's all you say.
What does it mean?
And then I was born shortly after. No way, 35 kilometers deep. That's
What
a
does
pretty
that mean?
That's not that
22
good.
miles. That's a
Damn,
22-mile deep hole.
I could run that.
I could probably do the people's elbow and hit the earth deeper than that.
What is that?
Isn't that a wrestling move or something?
Yeah, it could be. It sounds like it.
Where he's like,
Sounds
"God,
right.
yeah,
Yeah.
smack, yeah. I'm sure that looked good in my low pixelated camera.
I remember as a kid, I would go in my backyard with my
Nice.
little plastic shovel, and I would say I'm digging to China.
Really?
I also tried that.
I
Were
did
you
that
trying to
too.
invade, or was it like, an okay
I think I
mission?
was hoping that I would like dig into something.
I was hoping to go to a
Nice.
Chinese food market every time. Like I would just
Okay.
end
Yeah.
up and I'd look up and there'd be
Just
like
end
red
up in
shit
Wuhan
everywhere.
wet market.
Yeah, like the red
Food.
neon signs, and I get like an egg roll.
Yeah. Yeah, there was propaganda happening in the U.S. when we were kids for sure.
Okay, yeah, that's
Digging
pretty
to
cool.
China.
Yeah, I used to, so I was a bit of a fucking idiot, and I used to go to my grandma's house, and my grandma had a big empty field in her backyard, and I used to grab screwdrivers because for some reason in my head those were effective for digging, so I'd grab like screwdrivers and hammers and like everything but a shovel, and I'd go in the
Nice.
backyard and I'd try to find dinosaur bones, and I would dig with those till I found dinosaur bones, and I'd find like a broken twig and be like, oh my god, grandma, it's a T-Rex femur, and she'd be like, yup.
It
And then
sure
she'd
is,
drink a lot
buddy.
of beer. And
That's pretty good.
So
Yeah.
she was an alcoholic that gaslit you about dinosaur bones. Is what I'm
yeah,
gathering
actually,
from
that's
that
pretty
story.
spot on. that is extremely accurate.
I dug up a dog's skull once when I was a kid in my grandma's
Were you the one
backyard.
that buried the dog?
No.
You like okay?
I have no idea whose damn dog it was.
How do you know it was a dog skull?
I assume. I mean, what the fuck else would be buried in your backyard? That's kind of scary to think about. If it's not a
Yeah.
dog.
Yeah,
It
I
was
thought
pretty
you were
small.
experienced in dog skulls, so you would just be quickly identified.
probably
Like a
dug
dog
up, like-
archaeologist.
You probably dug up like the last owners of that house, like Shih Tzu, that they
Yeah,
put to rest. You just dug up its bones and
that bitch was
ruined its
small.
resting. Yeah, a little dog. I
Little
saw
tiny
a.
dog.
I saw
Is that
like
the one that grinds on you every episode? It's like the ghost of the dog you dug up.
Where is he? There he is. That's
Yeah,
him.
that's the ghost of the dog that you dug up right there.
He does look ghostly. Look at his eyeballs.
Yeah, that's the lore. We've
Spectral
created
dog.
new lore.
I don't know, it would have been like I don't know, high school at some point. I don't know how old I was. But we were walking home from high school, and it was like I don't know, like mid-March, so all the snow was melting, and we found like a half-rotted Chihuahua corpse melting.
Oh my god.
Like the thing like definitely got out of its house and like froze to death at some point, and it just been hidden in the snow all winter. And then in March, when it started to warm up, its little corpse was just like re-emerging to the earth. We walked by it, and it was just this little gross fucking Chihuahua body.
Where me and Soup are from, if you're not seeing roadkill every day, you ain't driving. That's how it is.
That's the goddamn truth.
Every day.
I see like
Possums.
raccoons and
Raccoons,
possums.
deer,
Oh,
literal
bro.
fucking gigantic dead deer just exploded.
I almost
Dude, I
destroyed
saw a deer the
a
other
possum
day.
in South Carolina.
Yeah, dude, they get destroyed. Like, there's probably one getting destroyed as we're talking.
Yeah.
Probably every 3 seconds a deer explodes. It's
I
probably a
wonder if
real
there's
stat.
like analytics on that.
Yeah. Somebody do the
Probably.
research.
I mean, when Smitty and I were driving to Toronto, there's a big stretch of highway called the 401, and I don't know if it still is, but at one point it was regarded as like the most dangerous highway in North America because it had like the most accidents with like animals and cars and shit. And that's the road we take to Toronto, and we're going around this bend, and there was probably for like, dude, at least 200 feet straight, just red smear on the road. And then at the end of it, this mangled deer corpse. So this deer definitely jumped out, got hit by the car, dragged by the car for 200 feet before the person thought, you know what, where'd that deer go? And pulled over where its corpse lied on the side of the road. And it was like mangled. There was like bones sticking out and she was all janked up. Damn, Yummy, you
That's
look like you got
awesome.
midget arms. You know, they always like...
Whoa, when I go out, they're like super long, and then when I go up, they're really short.
you look like you got midget arms.
Short
You
and
look
fat, and
ripped
then you
when
got
you do
this
that.
insane wingspan.
Dude, what is that? What am I looking at? Bro, you just made me fart. What the fuck?
I don't know if those are related.
You made my body have a reaction to that. It's almost scarier than my fucking camera.
That is so
I didn't know
much
that was going to happen. I've never seen that before.
I mean, how often are you like weirdly wide on
Never. I've never stretched. I'm so stretched out right now.
Yeah.
You look like you were in
Yeah.
one of those like circus mirror rooms.
Or the kid will sprint straight at themselves and
Oh,
fall down
I
and
love
cry.
those.
No, like the funny
Oh,
mirrors.
oh,
they're those
where it like
ones.
makes you look all warped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the ones where the kids just run into the wall and get brain damage for the rest of their life and talk with a
I
voice
used
actor.
to, dude, in the rooms like that, the mirror rooms where you couldn't see where you were going, I would sneeze on the ones so I could tell where I was at.
You're
like sneeze on it.
disgusting, dude. You're gross. I
It would
would.
help me keep track.
Yeah, you're a fucking idiot. You
How many
just literally
sneezes
walk.
do you have in the fucking chamber, buddy?
It's true.
There was a lot of pollen in there.
Yeah, that makes sense. Does anybody have like an actual good experience from a fair? Because I don't. I've only had bad.
I've only
I got threw up on
blown
them.
chunks on other people.
I
What's
went
with throwing
behind,
up at fairs?
I went behind a ride with a bunch of my friends, and there was this dude just going to town on a lady.
Oh my
We went
god.
behind a ride to go smoke.
That's a
and,
felony.
And he was just it looked pretty consensual, but yeah, they
Not
were
at the
Well, you
circus.
can't-
Not
fair,
to everyone
dude.
else at the circus.
fucking.
You can't just
At fairgrounds, it's
Oh,
free
yeah.
game.
How
they
old
were-
were you,
well-
Larg?
I was probably like 14.
Yeah. Did you
Damn.
consent to this grown man doing that in front of you?
I mean, I
Did he
probably
make you
would've
sign
high-fived
something?
him. I probably would have gave him a little high five, like, atta boy.
You're
I
at the
called the
fair,
cops.
bro. If you're walking behind rides, you're asking for
Yeah,
it.
see, we went back there to see. It was not a bad hiding place because there was like a bunch of like cattails and shit behind there, and there's like a little path where you walk through. And yeah, he was just going to fucking monkey town on her ass. You could just hear like balls clapping and all sorts of crazy shit.
So
And,
good experience or?
I mean, not bad. We went somewhere else. We thought, you know what, that maybe this isn't the right spot. This one's already taken. So
You should have just sat down beside him like nothing was happening.
You would have freaked him out.
that's not even the weirdest spot I've seen somebody have sex in public. We were I was probably 16 or 17. It was when Danielle and I first started dating, and we were hanging out by her old house, and she's like, "Oh, one of my friends got a boyfriend. We should all hang out us four." So we had like this nice little, I don't know if, I think I might have told this story before. I don't know, whatever. But we went to this like little hill, and at the bottom of this hill, there's like a church, and we were sitting at the top of the hill. I think we got pizza or whatever, and we're just eating. And in the parking lot behind the church, there's these people that pull up in like a bum ass van. They open the side door. She like put her leg up on like the fucking hood, like all the way up, like spread eagle. And they knew we were there. Like we were not that far away. We were probably like 100 feet away. We were close enough distance to see all this going on and like not secret whatsoever. And she put her leg up on the hood and the other one was still on the ground, and he just pulled his pants down like halfway where his little butt cheeks were out, and yeah, he just went to Pound Town, and we just sat there
At a church.
and watched. Yeah, the church parking lot. This like bum
That's
ass
how
like
you do it.
crack van.
That's how you do it. Thanks, Gramps, for the advice. I'll take that to
That's
heart.
how you do it.
That reminds me of back in the day.
Yeah, that was a weird thing. It was watching people have sex without you wanting to watch people have
Yeah.
sex is a very
I've
odd
never had that.
experience.
Ever.
No, I've
never,
never
like,
seen
seen
anyone have
anybody?
sex.
Really, you've never seen somebody
No.
get like sloppy toppy on like
Nope.
the interstate or anything?
Nope.
I watch people do it all the time.
Yeah, I get that vibe from you.
Close your tabs, Grandpa.
Anyway,
Random Mongolian throat singer.
The Purge. We have derailed the question yet again, fellas.
It's
I think I'd start
20
fucking
minutes
in
of
public.
rambling.
What would I do if purge? I would probably steal a car, cause free
Okay.
car.
That sounds like
Go
fun.
I'd go get like a McLaren or Ferrari or something that I wouldn't normally want to buy,
Yeah.
but it's free, so it's cooler, you know?
I think that when Soup lands his plane here in Texas and starts digging on the runway for fucking guns, I'm gonna get in his plane and go fly it and see how many G's I can hit, pulling straight back,
Okay.
and then I'm just gonna let go.
So you're
And then
gonna
whatever
kill
happens,
yourself.
happens.
If you're-
Maybe I don't.
But if you're killing yourself, why would you even wait for the purge? Why not just
You could fly
go
to
do that
Mars.
on a like Wednesday at 4 p.m.
Okay, I'll fly to
Yeah,
Mars.
you could pull a heist on NASA and just fly your own damn
well,
rocket.
my ideation with the purge is I'm probably gonna die anyway. So why not do it in
So
a
Well,
cool
you
way,
don't know that.
like Tom Cruise?
Not if you find all the guns in the floorboards of Texas. Then you're okay.
Yeah, Texas is gonna be a
True.
shit show.
Yeah, but the elites already have all of that shit categorized and sorted. Like they know what's going on.
They know the coordinates.
The elites.
But I've found it on the internet.
Oh, you
Yeah.
just Googled where the guns
Oh,
in
yeah.
Texas live?
it was
I
just
love
top result
bingo.
on Google.
I love bingo's like code. Is it like elite code? Are you like you're repping them right now? You're repping
There's
the elites.
hints all around my room.
Piece it together, viewers.
Out of context, I probably sound like I'm having a psychotic break right now.
But in
It's all
context,
around
look
my
at you.
room.
Yeah. Well, look at
Oh
you.
my god, dude! This mask. Every time I talk, like when I talk loud or laugh, it
Does it
echoes through this
vibrate?
mask.
Oh, it
Yeah.
hurts.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's so ass. It's
Dude, what
so
did you say you were
ass.
gonna do with the purge?
Who? Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I probably
Nice.
a heist on. Yeah, did you like that shit?
Dude's getting humped in the purge, 100%.
Yeah,
Well, you're the
I'm
humper guy.
I'm too much of a pacifist, bro. I'm probably one of those bitches that hunkers down in a bunker or some
Oh,
shit.
you're a
You're
little
gonna
Switzerland
pull out
guy.
a guitar and go out in the city that's being burned down. You're like,
I'm gonna shoot him in the head and take his guitar.
Somebody's got to make the soundtrack to all the shit show.